Good morning, everyone. Welcome. How are you?
Good.
Good morning, Jesus.
Good morning. Okay. So, Sandy, I assume your hand is raised because you have questions.
Right. So I'll let you do your introductions or whatever you need to do, and then I'll
Okay.
show you what I'm up
So,
to.
as you know, we're gonna host an Ask Me Anything type of session. So, any type of question that you have, you can just ask in this meeting. I'm gonna start with you, Sandy, and Janice, you're the second one. Okay. If you don't have any questions to ask, you can still hear everyone else's questions. It's always helpful to know what the other people have doubts about and learn from them. Okay. So, Sandy, if you
Did
want
you?
to
Okay, there we
start.
go. All right. So I'm gonna send a request to share my screen.
Oh, I allow it, but let me allow it for all. Done.
Here we go. All right. So let me tell you what I'm up to.
Sure.
All right. So I have a program called the Virtual Ultimate Account Manager School. And there is nothing in here yet, but I'm trying to make a decision. Do I use the order page within this um, Xperiencify school? Because I went ahead and set up a landing page, sales page website for my school, which has a order form page. And um, what I'm trying to figure out is if I decide to use my order form here from Go Plus, how do I get students into this at the checkout?
Hmm. Okay. I get your point. So let me check. I think there's a video in the YouTube channel about that, but let me confirm if it's about that or of another thing. Uh,
Can't you just use the link from your marketplace and use that as the link on your website? Do you know where those links are? Do you see where it says important links and resources at the bottom of the page there? There you go.
So yeah, this is the order form if I want to use it
Yeah,
through Experience.
embed that as a link on that button on your website.
Okay, so just take this link. So they're going to have to do, okay, but the thing is, I wanted them to pay through Go
Google
Plus.
Plus. Okay.
Right. So this means if I put this link in there, that means it's going to go to the order form in Xperiencify. And
Understood.
huh?
Understood. I get you now.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
I just sent a link via the chat of the meeting. It's for a video called How to Redirect Customers Automatically from Go Plus into Xperiencify.
Okay.
So you have to complete a setup right there to
Okay.
automatically redirect. Like when you use the
Okay.
Xperiencify order form, like you click access the course and you get redirected automatically to the course. This will do the same from Go Plus to Xperiencify.
Okay. Perfect. That's exactly what I needed. I may have other questions, but I'll let other people go.
Got it. Okay,
Thanks.
you're welcome. Janice.
That was actually my question. So I was trying to set something up in Xperiencify, like how to put the two together because somebody said it was easier to control memberships in Xperiencify than it is on Go Plus. Does that ring a bell at all?
I don't use Gold Plus. I don't have a resource for you on that one. Just my opinion.
So you are setting up a membership order form in Go Plus?
Okay, so hold on. So I want to create a webinar, like it's like a Zoom meeting that people can pay to be a member of, and I'm going to have like three a month, but what I want to do is in Xperiencify, I want to house the replays of the sessions. So in case somebody isn't able to participate, they can still go back in and listen to what the session was. So that's the only reason why I want to use Xperiencify. And then I would like, once I get that set up, then I was going to go back in and do the landing page in Go Plus. Then put that link over to the Xperiencify page so that they could have the replay emails. Plus, I'm going to put some little task in there and gamify it a little bit for a little bit of fun. And so then I guess I'm just trying to understand which one is going to be the easiest one to control when they cancel their membership. What do you think, Jesus?
XP already has an integration with Stripe.
Yep.
And that integration automatically removes the users from the course when they use the cancel subscription option. So since that is already set up, I would advise you to use the membership system in Xperiencify because it's already set up. So they click cancel and they get automatically removed from the course. In Go Plus, I think you will have to set up that by your own.
Oh, got it. And then the contacts in Xperiencify, since they'll be logging in there, then I create like the same thing in Go Plus so that then that contact information comes back through and it's housed in Go Plus for sending texts and messages, or for like the call, the weekly call.
There's an option in Go Plus, I think, to automatically sync the contacts between XP and Go Plus.
Okay, so I just need to make sure that's set up that it automatically syncs.
Correct.
Okay. Yep. And then I remember because we have them labeled into different groups, and then yeah, that was in like the first explainer video this fall. So I think that answers most of my questions until I start doing it. Does anybody else have any other ideas or anything for me to consider as I'm putting this together that maybe I don't know, being a novice?
Are you doing any sort of marketing to get people to join into the Zoom meetings? I mean, that could be something that you could gamify and use with the platform too to help with you, to get people involved.
Like a are you talking about like an expiring mini course that maybe goes along with
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Yep. So that's definitely an idea in the background. I just want to get this created as the first step so those that are interested can start participating. And then the next step would be creating the expiring mini course around it.
Awesome.
Okay.
I love it. Yep.
Cool. I love that idea. Thank you very much. Any other ideas that I haven't thought of?
What's the course?
So it's clearly it's right on the tip of my tongue. I forgot what I named it. It's Empowerment Mastermind. So it's about working on the inner part of you to empower your outer life.
Very cool. Well, I can have a question. I'm ready.
Sure.
Okay. It's a two-part, honestly, but very easy. I finished my three-part, or see my 3-day mini course. I'm completing my 5-day mini course that has it's one course with 5 modules in it, one each day. And I want to know how I can replicate the automations that were in the 3-day course to do what the 5-day course, same kind of thing. So like the email reminders when somebody signs up, they get a reminder, hey, welcome to the course, the SMS texts, and if they haven't engaged in a little while, they're like, hey, we see you haven't done anything in 2 weeks. All those automations that are in the 3-day course, how do I replicate all of those to go into the 5-day so I don't have to start from scratch?
Okay. Well, the automations, first of all, you can save it to the library. You have an option there to save the automations to library, and then you can pull it from the library from in another course.
Okay, so I'm gonna share. Let's do the same.
Yeah, let's see it.
I would love to be able to see where to do this, so it's easy schmeezy later. Okay. So courses, let me make sure I'm in the right one. Okay. So here's my automations for this course. Oh wait, I'm gonna need to copy the ones from the 3-day though first, right?
Yep.
Okay, so we go to the 3-day. Automations. I need to just make this smaller, it's in my way. Oh, dang it. Zoom is messing with my visuals. Hold on, sorry. Okay. Okay, so where on this is the copy to library?
If you click on the three dots, well, hover your mouse over the three dots next to change start and trigger, you
Okay.
will see the option save to library.
Okay, so I have to do that for every single one of these?
Correct.
Okay. Got it. But it saves the whole part. Okay, so let me just do this. I'm going to save it to the library. And then should I add it? I'll just say 3-day. Okay, so now how do I add that to the new course? The 5-day. I go to automations and then
It says create new, and it says create from library,
okay.
and it should be the only one right there.
Okay. Okay, great. That one, and then ensuring that the offer page is present. That was the one on the original 3-day where it said that, normally I would sell this for $199, but I'm giving it as a free course that will expire in 3 days. How do I'm guessing that's the same kind of thing to save it to the library, but I can't find that particular part of the course page.
Okay,
So it's in this
I think I didn't
somewhere.
follow. What are you trying to copy to your
Yeah.
other course?
Wouldn't that be under course content? It would have been like your first module or something.
Yeah, it's in the module, but it's more like one of the pages, you know? On what I'm trying to do is replicate. Let's see if I can. Yeah, got it. Is this page right here? So I guess that's is it
Oh,
right here.
right there on the left, it says save to
I'm the
library.
library. Hey, look at that.
Ding, ding,
Sometimes you
ding.
just have somebody looking at it with you. Okay, so this I would then add in. Is this the home page? Is this considered the home page?
This is the order form. It's the page they see when they are going to pay.
Okay, so this is okay. That makes a lot more sense too. So that means that in this course, the 5-day, I would have to do this in the order form. This one.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. And then, got it.
If you
Yeah.
click on your save blocks, you should see the one that you just saved.
And where, edit
Your
content.
save blocks at the left.
Okay. Special offer. And how do I add that into there?
You drag it.
Oh, just drag it over? Okay.
Yep.
Great. Okay, perfect. Oh, that was the wrong one, but I get the picture. Okay, thanks. Those are my questions. Thank you.
Perfect. Okay, next one is Lucia.
I have two quick questions. Can we gamify our registration process?
I'm sorry, I think you were cutting off. Can you repeat it?
I want to gamify my registration process. I want to make it more bouncy and fun, more than just a celebratory boost at the end. Is there
Hey, Grace,
anything we
stop
could,
sharing.
I'm
excuse me,
trying.
sir?
I'm doing that. Yep.
Okay, gamify the registration process.
Yeah, I mean, I literally sell courses on gamifying customer and audience experience, so I want to gamify the heck out of everything I can. So, gamifying the registration process or the order form or however you want to phrase it. Is it a matter of adding gamification to the order form block, or do we do suggestions? And then I have one quick question after that.
Okay. Mm, mm, Let me check real quick because I'm not sure if you can add it. You can have the actions block in the order form. Also, I have never tested this because the action block give XP points, but I'm I haven't tested how it will look because how can you get XP points if you're not in the course yet? Hmm. Okay, I'm curious about this. Give me a moment.
My model is that anyone I come in contact with gets put into um, a course. I'm calling it, you guys called it a course. I'm calling it my Reliable Optimist Network. It's free for everybody, blah, blah, blah. So they'll automatically, if they're getting the order form, it means I probably have their email address. So they're already in my stuff. But yeah, I like the idea of a points block for registering. Could happen after the fact, maybe just not after. Um, yeah, I think that's worth exploring. It pointed me in a good direction unless someone has anything else to add.
Well, actually, I've just tried to use an action block in the order form, and when I preview it, it's gone.
Hmm.
So it looks like it's not possible to have action blocks in the order form. It kind of makes sense to me because you can have points if you're not in the course yet.
We could very easily put in a cute little celebration video that popped up after purchase that we could embed using HTML or code or something going.
Yeah,
Just
that
something,
could be
I just
possible.
want something fancy. I just want something fancy, you know. Um, okay, I like the code. It's more arduous. It's something to think about to make the whole process more dopamine rich. And then I guess my next question is going back to the previous question about save to library, pull from library, pull from library. That looks like a huge time suck for me of inefficiency. So my question for you guys is, can we just duplicate our course and then sculpt it out? Because that seems more efficient. Can I just duplicate a course and then rename
Yes.
it and build off that? Okay, that's my answer to that because there's no way I'm going to spend days and days micro adding things from library because I have ADHD. I am so going to forget crap. So it just seems like a really bad time suck if we can't duplicate. So I think that solves my problem because then we can just sculpt out what we don't need. I think that might be more efficient than um, always with the library. That's just my humble opinion. I'm not trying to be a negative Nelly. I'm just, I know myself really well. So that's it for
Yeah,
me.
that's actually a very good point. I recommended the save to library, but the duplicate option is also an option. The reason I didn't recommend it is because it was a 3-day expiry mini course versus a 5-day. So to not change a lot in the route of the course, I just recommend the save to library, but this is up to you. You can just duplicate the course and delete what you don't need. It also depends on how many things you need to copy. Because if you need to copy one of two things, save to library is good. If you need to copy all of it, just duplicate it. That's correct. You can just duplicate it, change the name, change a little thing right here, right there, and it will be.
The funnel emails are attached to the courses. If we exclude EMC and put time on it, the customer experience, the UX design with the emails and reminders, etc., etc., they're all attached to the course, and that's the stuff I'm really looking to avoid reinventing the wheel every time on. So if we duplicate the course, my clarification point is, do all the funnel emails and everything come with? Like, is it a full duplication or is it just partial? Did I explain that right? It sounded goofy.
I'm sorry?
Did I explain that question correctly? Because I really don't want to lose anything from the course. Like, if I spend a week building a course with all its funnels and all of its user experience design, when I duplicate the course, do all the emails and everything come with it?
Yes. It's an exact copy of the previous course.
Okay, because
Well,
I don't think my
technically, the,
brain
the
knows
only
where
thing
my
that
email.
won't be copied is the students. But yeah, the rest.
Okay, okay, cool. All right, thank you. My time is done. I appreciate it. Cheers.
I just want to add something to that because I had put a question in the chat about that when you were talking about it before. Yeah, to me, it
Yes.
seems to make more sense to copy the course, but I think it would depend on how many changes you want to make to it once you do that. You'll have to just kind of weigh that yourself. But I know you know how to figure that out, Lucia. Is it Lucia or Lucia?
It's actually Lucia, like spaghetti.
Okay.
That's how I tell people. It's a name means light. It's in all the languages. So the Espanol people, they say Lucia, the French say Lucia, the English people just wreck it. But my family is Lucia. Thank you for asking. I really appreciate it.
Perfect. So yes, like Susan said, it depends on how many changes you want to do. Also, it depends if the course template you initially use is the same you want to use. Because if you duplicate an expiring mini course but you wanted to use a gamified template, the experiences will be different because the expiring mini course has an experiences set up already to manage the delay timers, the reminders to the students, the suspension of the course after the 3 days, etc. And the gamified template has another experiences. The 5 day challenge has another experiences. So it depends if you want to do the same type of course, uh, because otherwise you will have to manually get to the experiences to adapt it to your course. It can be worth to duplicate to like keep your course pages if you don't have any problem doing manually all the experiences. It also can be an option. It depends on how much you want to involve with your course.
They were gamified. Like, everything is gamifiable in XP. The template is just built for us. The gamified template is just built for us so that you guys have done some of the work for us. But every single thing we do can be gamified from my experience in the software, except for the order form situation.
I was just going to say, once they've signed up for the course, it can all be gamified. But
Yeah, we covered that.
it just made sense what Jesus said, that you can't really do that with the order form because they're not in the course at that point, right?
That's correct.
Unfortunately.
Yep. You can add Theoretically, you could add interactive content maybe using code, like Lucia said. Technically, you could do it. You can use add an HTML, JS embed code block, and you could add the code there. And the order form should accept that because it's an embed code. So you can try that too, like use code to add maybe an interactive activity in the order form or something like that to simulate the gamification in there.
If you can, find a link in the help center that is for inserting the code. I know it's there in there, I've read it, but if you could pop in a helpful article about inserting such codes. I know there is one. I've probably even bookmarked it, but maybe for everybody else too. I know there's something about putting in code.
It should be this one that I just sent in the chat.
Yay, thank you.
Oh, great. Now, one more thing I wanted to add too, as you're talking about this, duplicating the course idea, I'm wondering for myself now whether it makes more sense to create kind of my own template of the 5-day course and start with that, because it's easier to delete 2 lessons than to add them, I would say, but not a huge difference, but that might be something to consider. Start with a bigger course as the model and then take away what you don't need.
Yeah, I'm developing my own template of unpublished courses just so that as I progress through the year, I can take those. That's template is exactly what's that for. So there's their templates, and then how you sculpt your own and save to a different name. And then you can use those to duplicate and publish as you see fit. The same way you would with a Word doc or, like anything else you're creating, you sculpt
PowerPoint,
for your use. You sculpt for use.
Yeah, and it's great that they have those templates in there as a starting point, but you can customize it and save it under your own template name then, right?
Yes, I think you got the most important point. Those are starting templates. Those are used for a starting point in your course building. You can use those to create your own template, and you can do whatever you want with that because that template will always be unpublished, so it won't count in your course count. So you can always have it there. You can have 10 templates if you want and just change between them. You can always do the unpublished published thing to keep under your 10 courses if you have 10. If you have more, well, good for you.
Just as a point to Susan, who seems terribly interested in this, I am creating templates that are clusters of function, not necessarily entire courses. So I will have like a beginning, a middle, and an end as a sample to you. So you can break it down into functional groups as well and call them pretend courses or whatever in your templates. I found that to be the most efficient way instead of in concept, instead of duplicating the whole course, duplicate the course, pull out 2/3, and then you have an entire block of fabulous saved. It's just a sort of a software development.
That makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, it's a batching methodology that works in software tech stuff. So that's just something you might want to think about.
I used to do that with the Articulate's Rise software. You could save a whole, a single block, or you could save a series of blocks and then reuse them. And so I think that makes a lot of sense to save them. Now, Jesus, that makes me think, is there a way you were showing how to save one thing at a time into the library? Is there any way you can combine a whole series of things and save them in the library?
Right now, no.
Okay.
There's not an option to like bulk save to library.
To do like what Lucia's talking about, save, like this is my whole beginning part of the course. Can I save that to the library? It sounds like they're not set up to do that, but it might be something to put in as a possible enhancement.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, that's actually a good feature request. Like, for example, having a like a checkbox next to every experience or next to every block to like select those and
Yeah.
just click save to library.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good point.
May I ask my question?
Yes, Melanie. Sorry.
That's okay. It's probably quick. Started using the new lead magnets, well, new to me, lead magnets template. And so what I'm sending out to people is a link to that. I do a combination sales page order form. And on the bottom, it says, yeah, but that to learn more, go to mindmagicacademy.com. Is there a way to hyperlink that? Because I want them to see the link in case they don't have time to go. I use the button they can click and go now, but for some people it's faster if that because they're used to seeing when it says mindmagicacademy.com, they're clicking, thinking that's the hyperlink, and it's not. So is there a way to make it one?
Okay, so this is in your order form, you said, or
No,
where do you have it?
it is on after they get the lead magnet, it takes them to the homepage
Okay,
where they can download the lead magnet, and then underneath that, in the next block, I have the headline. I can show it to you if you want.
yes, please.
Okay. I have to get to the right, hold on, right there it is. Okay. Um, go to the right page. Right. Course info, course content, homepage. I have to talk my way through this out loud. Pages and templates, that's where I need to be. Home. Okay. Do I have to do something so that I can share it with you?
You just have to click on share and pick
Oh,
the window.
there I went to get it. Sorry. I wondered why it wasn't there yet. Thank you.
Okay,
Okay. So
and
the
I'm able to see
block,
it now.
let's see, yeah. So where it happens is after they've scrolled down past here, there's missing a W. That's interesting. I'll have to fix that. But this is where I wanted to hyperlink in that text box because the button's down here.
Okay. Okay, so can you edit the content of that block?
Yes. That over there.
Go to column 1 and click on the text one.
Okay.
Click it. Click column
Over
1. And okay, I think it's the last text or the headline. Yeah. So you want to hyperlink the www.mindacademy.com?
Yes, because that's the link to my marketplace.
Okay, can you select all the link?
Yep.
Interesting. Those options that you see right there, those colors, can you click on the X at the top right of yeah, that one? Do you want to disable
No, I don't
highlight?
want to highlight it. No, I didn't.
So that is a function you have on your browser.
Oh, okay.
And because I think that your Select it again. Because if you see behind that bar, there's
there's a
a
box.
box, and that is the link option. But this is
All right,
overriding
now I
it.
disabled it for this. So there we go. That was why
That is the link
I thought it might
option.
be an easy fix. Thank you very much. So now I just have to click link.
Okay, you have to put the link here again.
Okay. Oops. You know, when you type in front of people, it's like writing in front of people.
Yep.
The typos just jump right in.
And click
Okay.
link.
Ah, thank you so much. Let me give you
And that's it.
Awesome.
Okay. Perfect. You can close that, save the changes, preview the page, and see if it works like you want.
Oh, because I put a comma in it. I told you, I'm
Oh,
typing in front of people. It'll work probably as soon as I fix that. So,
yeah. Okay.
okay.
Perfect.
And I do have another question, but I can ask after Kendra.
Perfect. Okay, Kendra, go ahead.
Hey, I feel like I probably have kind of a dumb question, but I've been wondering about how to be more efficient with creating the action like I want to change all the action tasks. And one thing that just occurred to me is could I just like the way that it's the template set up right now is that you add in an image, you add in you change all of your action tasks, and it's like per training, and it gives you the template for each one. And I'm wondering if I should almost delete all of the template and then put in what I actually want and then duplicate that. And then all I have to do is change out the video. Sorry, does that make sense?
Uh, okay, let me see if I get it correctly. So you're saying that you create your own course from scratch and you use that as a
No.
template?
So I'm using the gamified course template.
Okay.
And the way that the template's set up is it has a placeholder for each training within the module, right? And each training, you open it up and it has a placeholder for the video. It has a predetermined action task. It's like, watch this, done it, something like that, right?
Right.
So I want to change that for all of them. And I'm like, that's going to take me for freaking ever to do that for every single training that I have. And so it just occurred to me, should I just ignore the template, basically delete all of the trainings in there, put in my own one and make the actions how I want it to be? And then can I just duplicate that? And then all I have to do is change the video?
Oh, okay, I see your point. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. You can just delete
That's what
all of it,
okay.
create one training,
Okay.
put the actions that you want in all your trainings in that single training, and just duplicate that single training and just change the video and the name of the model of the trainings.
Okay. Great. I wish I had my brain just like did not figure that out as I was doing it. And I don't know if that would be good feedback to give that like but I get what they're trying to do to just show you what's possible as far as like this is lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3. But I feel like that sets you up to recreate the whole thing every time. I mean, if you're using their template word for word, then it works great. But if you're not, then it's like I'm going to have to go back and change like literally 30 lessons and it's going to take me forever. But now it's good because I'm going to use what I just figured out. Anyways.
Yeah, that's actually a very good workaround if you haven't set up your content. Because if you already uploaded your videos and have your names, it's like having to delete everything. It's like,
yeah.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
and
you're in the right
I'm
spot.
even using the same image just to keep it simple for myself. I'm using the same image for every lesson per module. And like, again, that's something that now I'm going to have to go through and change every single one. Whereas I could have just created one lesson and then duplicated that. So I just feel like that'll be a huge time saver to share with other people. I don't know if maybe other people are smarter than me and figured that out to begin with, but anyways. Okay, cool. Thank you for confirming that for me. I didn't want to start doing it and then get messed up.
Perfect. Okay. So, what's your question, Lucia?
It's actually a follow-up on the very excellent thing we just heard. I have stuff on my screen. I can't even see your name, Madame. I'm so sorry. But so this means that we can do like lesson duplicates and module duplicates into saved blocks or something? I just want that point of clarification because she just blew my mind. Kendra, there it is. There we go.
Yeah.
So it's lesson duplicates you're doing, Kendra, and then can we also do entire module duplicates? Because I have different things I want to do that for.
The entire module, I think no.
I think task action blocks might be the module thing.
The model you can copy to another course.
Yeah.
But not in the same course. So
No,
technically,
I wouldn't have put it in the same
the
course. I was talking about building this stuff. These are like the building blocks. But if we could do a whole module, that'd be cool. Because I have different levels of membership. Um, and then the lesson duplicates. That's next level. Change my life. Just clarifying I'm understanding because sometimes I get confused with audible instructions.
well, I'm seeing here the options to transfer the models and the trainings. With the trainings, you have the option to copy in the same course, so you can do what Kendra was thinking about. With the models, you can just copy to another course. There's not the option to duplicate in the same course, but the workaround for that will be to copy the model into another course and just copy it over and over and over and over and over to the original course. So that will be duplicating the module in the same course. It's like cheating the system.
From the lesson thing, we can just save that in saved blocks, right?
I'm sorry?
I'm not expressing myself well or something. The lessons can be saved in saved blocks for later use in another course. I'm not talking about duplicating in the same course. I'm talking about like I want to make my templates, my cluster templates. Does anyone understand what I'm trying to say? I'm having a hard time.
Okay. Well, the models and trainings, you can't have them like in safe blocks.
You can't or you can because your hand is on your mouth.
I can't. You can't. You cannot have it in safe blocks.
Where do you save them for future use to duplicate?
In a course template or on your own. Like you can
Okay, all right.
save them
So
in
they can't
another
be
course.
isolated. Okay, they
Yeah,
can't be
and just drag
isolated.
them from there.
Okay,
Yeah,
okie dokie. Thank you very much.
you're welcome. Okay, Melanie, question about
Share
column
this.
width.
Yes, because I was really surprised when I checked it on my cell phone and it had dropped a letter. So let me show you. Okay, so down here, it's fine. You can see the whole email address, but on mobile, it cuts it off. So I don't know if I need to change the width of this and how to do that for this column. And ideally, I
Okay.
could even have it go over there, but I might have to insert another text
Okay,
box.
can you scroll up and see if you can click on the edit layout? Yeah, edit layout
Okay,
in the
edit.
option edit layout.
Oh, up here. Yep.
Yeah.
I've never used that one. Okay, that's my problem.
So the column 1 is the one that holds the text, and the column 2 is the one that holds the image.
Okay.
So where it says column width, you can increase the number of columns your text has.
So it says it has 4 columns. So, and I am only using one. So this is where I'm confused.
Okay, in that case, the max number of columns is 12, but I think it makes sense that it only let you choose between 1 to 4 because the image probably has 8 columns. So can you minimize the column 1 and open the column 2? Can you reduce the column width like to 6? And now you should be able to increase the column 1. Can you? Yeah.
Yep. And so then and I may just need to put that image at the top. Well, that'll work. So I'll test it on my mobile. Thank you. Let
Yeah,
me save it.
you can play with that column width to see how it looks better in your mobile.
Because that's where most people will find it. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Hey, does anyone else have a question? Is that a no?
I wish I did because this has been very helpful. I'm learning from watching other people struggle.
Yeah, I am actually learning a lot too.
The column width thing was a little bit of a mind blower there because, like, apparently that is some version of a measurement. Like, her image was 8 columns wide, and then she had to, like, images sit in columns. I didn't know columns were a measurement. That was very not intuitive for me. Do the columns, as indicated, have a standard default of number of columns within them? Like, I can't even make that math work.
Okay, so when I first start with the Xperiencify, I find it a little confusing too, but I understand it because I previously know a little bit of like CSS coding. So I know that the length of the block is 12 columns. Like that's how it usually works. Like you have divided in 12 columns and you decide how many columns width you have of out of those 12. So what we did before was technically reducing the space for the image, and the image had to reduce its size automatically. It's not directly reducing the size of the image because uh, you're reducing the space of where that image is put.
You're
So
saying that each block is standardized 12 column width, and you somehow were supposed to know that. And um, then we put, like the woman did, like with text on the left and a nice image on the right. So for me, that's two columns. That just looks visually like two columns for a dum-dum, like, the average bear user. And so, we're having to fight against like buffer widths and, the way you do when you embed an image. Um, I'm not sure it's intuitive for us to know that that block is 12 columns wide and that her image was taking up 8 where her text was only taking up 2 and that was a shift. So I might encourage you to feed that up the food chain to either give us a visual indicator or reminder or pop-up or something, because that's not an intuitive base of knowledge that most users as coaches and stuff will have.
Yeah, I totally understand that.
Yeah, there's some assumptive design in XP that assumes we have technical HTML, website building, all of that. There's a lot of assumptives in there that are not always covered in the articles. Is because I do customer experience design like for the last 20 years, I find this very evident in the new stuff. So it's always good to pop that up the food chain when they're not they're not speaking to the average knowledge base of a new user of XP. That's my arrogant little input for the day.
Very much appreciated. Yeah. Yeah, I get your point of like explaining it so at least makes sense at the first time that you're building it. Okay. Um, Link on Xperiencify to submit a ticket. Um, I think there's not a direct link to like the only thing you have in XP to contact support is the chatbot at the right left, at the bottom right left. At the bottom right, you have the option to use the chat. Uh, you can use that option, or you can just email the email that I put there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Kendra, go ahead.
Hey, I'm wondering if you could give me a couple of ideas of how to best use the tag for the action tasks. Like, I'm just not really sure, like, if I want to get that granular, like, what's the benefit to tagging them? Will it prompt a certain email to go out or something? Like, I don't know, just some ideas would be helpful to get my brain going.
Ah, okay. So the most common use for tagging is triggering experiences in your step 5.
It's for, sorry,
Trigger experiences in the step 5, trigger the automations. In the step 5,
okay.
that's the most common use for tagging because usually the automations will say if a user get this tag, you will do this. If a user get this tag, you will do this. And you can play a lot with the tags. Like you can release them bonus trainings or release them a, a specific model or email them maybe a bonus for them in their email directly.
Mm.
There's a lot of actions you have there. You can also do another things like if the user get this tag because they click here and completed this and that stuff, you can add them to another course. You can remove from the course a user if they get a tag, a negative tag, if you want. Like, I don't know, if the student does not log in to the course for like X days, suspend them from the course, remove them from the course, email them to reminder to log into the course, etc., etc. That's some of the uses you can do with tags. There's a lot of ways to use them. You can use them for either giving the students things or remove the students things. There's a lot of use for them.
Okay.
So, like, if
And
you're
is there
thinking
a
in, oh, yep.
go ahead.
Okay, so if you are thinking in like a complex automation, maybe tags will be helpful for that automation that you want to create.
Okay. And is there a like documentation on this that kind of gives some ideas? I mean, what you just said was great, and I wrote it all down, but just curious if there's more.
Yes, in the Help Center, you will find articles about tagging, adding tags for automations, how to add tags in buttons, how to add tags, because you can also add tags in the order form. Like if you have like 3 different payment options, you can add
Right.
a tag if the user select this option, this option, this option, and that can also be helpful if you want to like have cohorts in your course. Like this is
Okay.
from this kind of users, this for this for this.
Okay. And does it have ideas for tags for within a course, like for specifically for the actions? Does it have ideas for how to use the tag? Somebody just said they use it for rewards and celebrations, so that's cool.
Yeah. So celebrations have a starting trigger to receive a tag. So you can also use it in actions, like when you are creating a training, at the bottom of the training action, you will have the option to add a tag if the student completes this action. So what happens next when they get that tag, you can decide it in the automations. Like create an automation, like if a student received that tag, do this.
Okay. I guess I'm just trying to figure it out ahead of time because, again, this might be something that I want to map out now so that I can just duplicate it rather than recreating the wheel every time. So maybe I'll post it in the Facebook group and see what ideas other people have for the tagging.
Yeah, that's actually a good
But
idea
thank you
because
so much for
the tagging area here is so extensive that you can get a lot of ideas from the people.
okay.
And I mean a
Cool.
lot
Thank
of
you so
ideas.
much for right. Thank you so much for your answer too. That was super helpful.
I know it's also been there have been different demonstrations of it at some of these open office hours too over the last couple of months. But when you go to look at the recordings from these, Jesus, does it show kind of what topics are covered in each video? I haven't really looked, so I don't know.
I've seen the uploaded YouTube videos, and from what I've seen, it is just the video.
Okay.
Like no, it's not divided by topics or something like that.
So then I don't have any way to tell you which times they discussed it, but I know I have seen, you know, people ask how to do something and then they would show a demo of how to set up a tag to, as Lucia said, often it's to control which group of people actually have something happen to them as opposed to everybody having access to it. But so if you have time, you might want to check the recordings.
Yeah. So let me see the questions in the chat. Can we use tags to notify ourselves of things to manually do things with our customers? For example, if you achieve, you mean to, okay, give a
I
free
want
ticket.
XP to, I want to make something where XP tells me when Joe gets to, call it 200 points. When you get to 200 points, I get an email or something telling me, and then I get to decide what gift I give them. Usually I give free tickets to events, but it's something that I want to be notified of. I want it to be automated for me as well as them, so that levels of achievement, I can cluster people together and go, you guys have all gotten 200 points. I'm going to do a special event for you because you're doing so well, blah, blah, blah. So, is there a way for us to be notified about student achievement or some such thing?
Okay, so yes, that should be possible, and I'll see if I can do it quickly before wrapping up the meeting. So I'm going to create a new from scratch automation. So the starting trigger will be earn points, and you say
To
200,
enlarge,
for example, right?
to ask you to enlarge your screen as I am visually impaired. Pretty please, with sugar.
So if you have
Yes.
this one right here, the action you will add is the email builder, and here where it says send email to, you will change it to me. This will make that this automation sends this email to you, and you should be able to here, instead of first name, use the token your first name. So that's you, the student.
Did good, whatever. But I'm not sure how it's being triggered based on their activity is my confusion.
Oh, the automations get triggered only by the students. So when the student, any student reach the 200 XP points, this automation will be triggered and you will receive an email.
Perfect, that's the jam. Perfect. Because customer
Okay,
retention is all about dopamine. So yay, thank you for that. I appreciate you.
you're very welcome. Okay, so that will be all for today's meeting. Thank you very much for all the questions you asked. I think this was a very educative meeting. So, see you next week. Have a wonderful day. Bye.